Oh, let me just see here. I'm just making sure my live stream's up and working. Give me a minute to do that. Let me just check and make sure it's working here. Alright, looks like we're good. Just wanted to make sure my live stream was working. Just checking it on my second device to make sure it was working. I've had a couple times where I've done a stream and the start of the stream is a little bit delayed, so I just want to make sure that wasn't happening today. There was a little bit of a delay in the start of the stream, so hopefully that doesn't interrupt too many people too much. But anyway, guys, hope you guys are having a great day. It is Monday, March. Keep thinking it's February. It's March now. March 2nd, Monday, March 2nd. So hope you guys all had a great Monday. My Monday was really good. I had a lot of things that I got up to today. Hey, Ontario Firebuff, welcome to the stream. How are you doing, buddy? I saw some of the videos that you posted today. Is that one video that you posted of the St. Thomas police car, is that like dash cam footage that you posted? I did see that video today. Thought it was pretty good. Hey, Mason, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I also saw your video today. Very good job with the London catches. You really lucked out on that one. You got some nice stuff in that response, so good for you. But yeah, today I did some fire buffing and didn't really get anything when I was at the station today. So I went and did some rail fanning, and I always luck out doing rail fanning. So yeah. No, that was from my actual camera. Oh, nice. Nice, that's pretty awesome. So you got a camera now, or have you always had one? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Keep up the good work. You're doing good. And that those London videos. London seems like a really good place to buff. I got to get down there one day and just spend a whole day down there to buff, because there's some nice stuff down there. And it seems like they're pretty busy. Like today I was there, they were freaking crazy busy. Of course, I missed all the action, but that's how it goes. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I did do some rail fanning today, and I got via rail 84. I was going to stick around and wait for the GO train to come, but I didn't do that. So unfortunately, that didn't get filmed today, but I'm going to try and get the GO train in the next couple of days. It's supposed to be a lot warmer out next week, and even into this week it's going to warm up gradually. So I'm going to try to get out a lot more and film as many trains as I can, including GO trains and CN trains. That's the goal, at least. But I can always count on the Via Rail train because it's a regular service, and I can track it. Have you remember? And Kid Crypto 2. I can't say I remember you, but I'm sure you've probably been in a stream before. I do these streams every day, so it's not uncommon that I forget people that join the streams on a regular basis. But welcome to the stream. And yeah, I love London. Yeah, London's a great place to buff. A lot of stuff to see there. A lot of stuff to see. I just wish I had some luck there, because every time I go, I never have any luck. I always have luck on the highway, though, like passing through London. I always seem to get an OPP or a London Middlesex ambulance responding when I'm passing through London on the 402 or on the 401. I always seem to have pretty good luck there, but I've never had any in-city luck. So hopefully, when I'm in the city, I can get some luck and get some good catches. London's awesome for action. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, London is certainly the place to go to buff, and for years it's been that way. You know, I remember going back even like, 10 years ago, looking at like Hooks and Halligan's old videos from London, and they were always an interesting place to buff. And yeah, so certainly somewhere I would love to go and buff in one day, and hopefully get some content from there. Ride with me when I get my G license. I certainly would. I would certainly be down to do that. I'd love to, and we can go and get some cool fire trucks together. I haven't played Firefighting Simulator in a while, so I'm playing it right now. Oh yeah, that's right. So are you back playing that again? I know you were playing like a train game on your Roblox game, so that's good that you're playing the firefighting game again. I actually have been doing some gaming myself. I've been doing some Aerofly videos in the last couple of days. I don't know if you guys have seen the Aerofly videos that I've been posting, but both videos that I posted were pretty well received and pretty popular, so I'm probably going to make another one tonight. I like doing the Aerofly videos, and they're pretty quick to make. I usually, tie up about half an hour into making the videos, actually playing the game, getting the footage, and then another little bit to edit it and compile it into a compilation. So it's not too long to make. I just never really made it for the last month, so I want to start making them again and try to, get as much content out as possible One thing I was kind of happy about, though, today I did get a Guelph police car, not responding, but I did get his on-scene lights on, and it was actually an unmarked traffic unit that I had never filmed before. It was a dark gray Ford Explorer unmarked unit, so I had never gotten that dark gray one. I've gotten the silver one, I've gotten the black one, and I've gotten the blue one. Never got the dark gray one, so now I've got all the unmarked traffic units in Guelph Police's fleet. Maybe not all responding, but I've gotten them all with lights, so I'm happy about that. I've achieved that goal. But to get them all responding would be nice. But that's kind of a hard thing to do. And today when I was buffing, I literally just missed a massive response by headquarters. They had Platoon Chief 1, they had Aerial 1 go, and then they had Rescue 3 and Aerial 4 and Pump 5 respond, and I was right in the downtown area, and there was a call there in the downtown area on I believe it was Wyndham Street, Upper Wyndham Street. It was an alarm call, it appeared to be. And they sent all these trucks, and I was literally on Wellington Street, about a block up from the fire hall, and I missed the frickin' response. I saw the doors open. I tried to run up to get the video, and unfortunately, I just didn't get it. So they turned on me too quick. So I missed a pretty big response. And then as I was coming back, doing the square, Rescue 3 was screaming up Gordon Street, and I was on Surrey Street, so I missed Rescue 3 as well, so that was kind of a suck. That kind of sucked for me, but oh well, that's part of buffing. You know, some days you get lucky and other days you don't. You know, I've gotten pretty lucky with headquarters overall. I've gotten really lucky over the last couple months with headquarters, so if I miss one day, it's no big loss. But I'm going to try and go out there tomorrow and buff a little bit. And actually today I sat there for about 20 minutes and I buffed, and then I went on to Railfan and do some other stuff. So I also tried to do some truck spotting today, but I wasn't very successful. There was no nice trucks around to film, so I didn't film any trucks, unfortunately. I spent 30 minutes on one call just for my internet to go down. LOL, that sucks. That sucks. My internet was being a little bit uncooperative yesterday. It was down for about 20 minutes yesterday. And so that was kind of a piss off. And of course I was in the middle of editing a video and the frickin' internet went down. So that wasn't, I wasn't too happy about that, but what do you do? I still managed to get the video up on the channel. That was actually the Aerofly video that I posted yesterday. I was in the middle of editing it and the internet went down. So I had to put that on hold for a bit and then carry on with it later. Bell internet for you. It's fucking great. Best internet. Not really. Rogers was better. I grew up with Rogers when I lived at my dad's, and never had any outages with Rogers. I've known of outages since then, but Bell, I've been in a house that has Bell internet for the last 6 years, and the Bell internet constantly has outages. The cable constantly has outages. So I don't know what the hell's going on over there at Bell, but yeah, it's not the best service sometimes. But oh well. The ladder in the game is a Rosenbauer, and it looks exactly like Guelph's old livery. It probably is. What game is it? Because I have seen a game where they do have a Rosenbauer T-Rex, and it's got the old Guelph livery. What's the name of the game? I can't even remember what the name of the game is now, but if I hear it, I might know. Is it Firefighting Simulator or something? Forget the name of it. But it's an old... It's actually based off of the Guelph T-Rex aerial, as far as I'm concerned. I've actually seen videos of gameplay with that truck. And I forget the name of the game, so if you could let me know, Ontario Firebuff, I'd love to know. But what is the name of that game? You said it wasn't Roblox, but I have seen that before. Firefighting Simulator. Yeah, that's just what I thought it was. Yeah, it was Firefighting Simulator, and yeah, it was basically based off of the Guelph Fire Department T-Rex aerial. Actually, when Guelph got that truck, we were one of the first departments in the whole country to get the T-Rex platform. Montreal had a few, and then Guelph quickly followed, and we were one of the first departments to get it. So it was quite big news for the firefighting community when we got that truck. So yeah, that was something to see when we got it. Someone is asking me about my sexuality, like I'm going to answer that question. Jesus Christ, man. You get some trolls on here sometimes. You know, you got lucky, Fire Photography, when you did your stream. You didn't have any trolls. I don't really have too many trolls either, but today I got one or two, so we'll just carry on. It's on Xbox. Okay. Yeah. I figured it was... I thought it might have been a PC game, but yeah, it's... yeah, so it's So it's an Xbox game. The only game I ever played on Xbox was GTA, and I play Minecraft on my tablet, but I do have a Microsoft account that's paired with my tablet, so I can play Minecraft multiplayer. I do a lot of Minecraft multiplayer with my friends, so get up to that a lot. I haven't really played Minecraft, though, lately. Kind of just been busy doing other shit. I've been trying to film as much as possible. I've been trying to grind and film as much as I can, and now that the weather's getting nicer, I'm trying to get out even more and film. Just trying to get as much content as I can. I'm going to try doing more rail fanning. I've spoken about this in previous streams, but the rail fanning is really convenient for me just because I live right by the train tracks, so it's easy for me to get content. But I do want to try doing some more buffing as well. And I'm actually going to start sitting at the station for a little bit longer than I used to and waiting for more calls, because the last couple times I've sat at the station and waited, I've gotten pretty lucky. So we'll have to see. I have a funny feeling that this summer is going to be a good summer for responses. So I'm looking forward to getting out and filming some more stuff, because there's a lot of good stuff to film. And I was going by the fire hall today, and I noticed they had one of the older Spartan trucks in there. I think it was one of the older Spartan trucks, and it looked like they might have been renumbering the truck. So I'm going to keep an eye on that and see if I can get any more information on that. I can't say for sure if they were renumbering the truck, but it looked like they might have been renumbering the truck. They had some decals that they were taking off of the door and the back bumper, so I'm going to keep an eye on that, find out what truck it is for sure, and see if I can get more information. Maybe they're getting the fleet all switched around for the new pumpers. I don't know, but it looked like they were renumbering one of the trucks because they were taking decals off it today. I'm not sure. I couldn't really see the truck up close, so I'm not sure if it was one of the Spartans or if it was our Rosenbauer Commander pumper. But I'm going to try and get some info on that and see what the deal is. It could have been nothing. It could have been nothing. My eyes could have just been playing tricks on me, but it was in the maintenance bay, so I'll have to keep an eye out for it and see what's going on. Not really. Haven't played video games in a while. What video games do you play, Fire Photography? I know you said you played a little bit of Roblox, but you've been too busy buffing lately. You've been out buffing like crazy. You don't have time to play video games. I'm trying to get out buffing more too, but in Guelph it's not so easy with the encryption. The best thing to do in Guelph is just pack your patience. Sit there and pack your patience. Just sit there and wait for something. And usually you will get something. Like headquarters is a fairly busy station. As I said today, they had a pretty big response. And there's always some kind of movement around headquarters. So, yeah. Little bit of Roblox. Kind of game up video games now, though. That's alright. Yeah, too busy. Kind of gave up video games. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, you're too busy with buffing in school, and that's fair enough. I don't really play video games either. I used to play a lot more, but I really haven't played either. Me and my friend used to play Minecraft every weekend, and I used to play Aerofly Flight Simulator. I used to do full flights, like 1, 2, 3 hour flights, and now I just don't do that anymore. I'm outside doing things or filming or doing some stuff around the house. With winter, I was very busy shoveling, so I didn't really have a lot of time to game. And I really don't want to game as much as I used to. I don't know about you, Fire Photography, but I don't want to game as much as I used to. I don't have the desire. The only thing I'm using video games for is my YouTube channel right now. And that's where having the Aerofly FS game comes in very handy, because I can screen record, I can edit, I can make videos. I'd like to do a full flight in an Aerofly game, but that would take up a lot of storage and a lot of data, and I'm not sure that I will ever do that. But it's something I would like to do one day, but whether or not I do, who knows. The plane spotting thing is pretty popular, where I just do the screen recordings of my landings and compile them into a 5-minute video or 6-minute video. That seems to be pretty popular, so I'd like to do some more of that. Like, I can't get over, like, the last 2 videos, like, they really popped off. And by the way, that Waterloo fire truck that I filmed, the new 78-foot aerial, that video just surpassed 500 views. So thank you so much to everybody who's watched that video. That's been a huge success. It's not very often that I get a video that surpasses 500 views, so it's always a nice treat when I get one that does. And that video is well deserved to get that kind of view count, because it really was a good video. And I haven't seen any pictures of that truck following my video of that truck, so I still think I hold the title of the first one who got that truck on camera, so I'm happy about that. I can carry that badge with me now. But I'm not sure when it's going to be put into service. I do believe it's replacing an older aerial. That's what the platoon chief said. But his story didn't really line up, because he said the truck that it's replacing is a 20-year-old truck. But the aerial that the oldest aerial that they have is under 20 years old. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's replacing a pumper. There is a pumper that's in the fleet that's over 20 years old. So I'm not sure if he was talking about the pumper or the aerial. I would imagine it's probably replacing the aerial, which, for those of you who don't know, it's a Pierce Velocity 75-foot aerial. So I'm assuming that's the truck that the new Rosenbauer will be replacing. So that'll be interesting to see how that looks when it goes into service. And I'm sure Matt or Ben, maybe even Fire Photography, I know he's planning on maybe doing a Waterloo trip. Maybe one of you guys will get it on camera first. But I know Matt will be right on it. He was right on the Burlington rig when it was put into service, and that was a really good catch. That turned out to be a really great success. Most likely, yeah. Pump 22 is the truck it's replacing, because the firefighter was telling me that it was going to go to Station 2. So yeah, I believe it would be Pump 22, because Pump 22 is the aerial. And I'm not sure what they're going to call it. If they're going to call it a pump, or if they're going to call it a tower or an aerial. I'm not sure what they're going to call it. I would guess they're going to call it a tower, but I don't know, because the current one is Pump 22, so they might just carry on the pump abbreviation. So we'll have to wait and see how it looks. I didn't really get too much information on the truck beyond that it's going to Station 2, that it was just delivered, that it's a 78-foot aerial, that it's a 2026 model. I didn't get much information beyond that, and I didn't really want to pry too much, because I had things to do. The firefighters, I didn't want to take up too much of their time either, so it was just a quick, 30-minute interaction where I walked around the truck and I chatted with the firefighters, and that was about it. But it was a nice truck. For Rosenbauer, it's a nice truck, and I'm excited to see it go into service. But it had literally just been delivered like 2 or 3 days before I went to see it. I think it was even less than that, because the day before I did a stream and Matt told me that it was just recently delivered. So it was a brand new truck, just brand new. But yeah, it'll be exciting to see that thing go into service. And then London, when all their new trucks go into service, their new Rescue. Do you know when that new Rescue 2 is going into service, Mason? Do you have any information on that? Or because I think it's been delivered, if I'm not mistaken. I know the pumper tanker has, tanker 15 or whatever it is, the newest one. They call it a pumper tanker. I know that thing's been delivered. And actually, was it Griffin Firebuffs who got some videos of it or pictures of it? March or April maybe. Okay, nice. Well, that'll be exciting to see. Hopefully it gets put into service sooner rather than later. I'm sure they probably, if they've gotten the trucks already, they'll probably be going into service pretty soon. But they got a bunch of trucks on order, so it'll be exciting to see them all in service. I think, is Engine 6 getting a new truck too? I think Engine 6 is getting a new truck. Let me know in chat, Fire Photography, if Engine 6 is getting a new truck. I know Rescue 2... I think Rescue 2, Tanker 15, and I think Engine 6. I don't know where the other ones are going. Yes, it is. Okay, nice. And then is, yeah, because there's, what is there, 3 pumpers or 2 pumpers, 1 Rescue, and the Tanker pumper thing. I think that's what there is. And, yeah, so I don't know. Engine 2, Rescue 2, W15, Engine 6, all new. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So that's what the fleet consists of. I was unsure because I kind of was following it, and then I kind of lost track of where they were going. But yeah, and I think Engine 6 is actually, I think that truck actually has an enclosed pump panel, so that'll be interesting to see. That'll actually be interesting to see what that looks like. They will call the tanker water now, by the way. Oh, interesting. Huh. I can't say I've ever heard of that. Water. Well, I guess it makes sense. It carries water. But that thing is a beast. I've seen some footage of that and some pictures of that. That thing is a beast. So that'll be exciting to see it when it goes into service. I don't imagine it'll run too much, though. I don't imagine it'll run too much. Rescue pumper for E6. They are bringing them back. Well, that's good. I like the rescue pumper. We have one in Guelph. For those of you who don't know, it's Rescue 3 is our rescue pumper. And that thing's a little bit of a bigger rescue pumper, but it is a nice truck. It's smart, yeah, for sure. For sure, all of London's new trucks are good-looking trucks, and for Rosenbauer's, they look pretty good. And with that white and red livery. I really like that, and so it'll be exciting to see what they look like when they go into service and what they look like all lit up. Oh, getting a low battery. Notice I'll just put the charger on this fucking thing. I forgot to charge my tablet. You know, usually I can get away for a whole day without charging my tablet, but today I forgot to charge it last night, and I've been on it a lot today, so of course now the battery's starting to go down on it, so I gotta charge it up. But usually I gotta say, this tablet, it's an older tablet, like it's an old 5th gen iPad, and I gotta say the battery life on it is pretty good. Like, it holds its own for quite a while, so I can't complain about that. So for anybody who has an iPad and complains about the battery, I don't know what to tell you, because my battery is pretty good. I know someone with a 9th generation iPad, and they're constantly complaining about the battery life and how it's always going on them really quickly. I don't have that problem, luckily. But yeah. Do you guys have a tablet? Any of you guys? Do you have a tablet, Mason or Ontario Firebuff? I never used to. I used to actually have a laptop when I was younger, and it was like a Dell. And then I got old, and I may or may not have smashed it. But yeah, I used to have a Dell laptop, and then I got an iPad. But I may or may not have smashed the laptop with an axe. We won't talk about that, though. I do. Nice. You used to. Nice. Yeah, I never really used my laptop very much. I just used it as I got older, and I was a young kid, and I had anger problems, so I decided to smash my laptop. And then after I smashed my laptop, I went without a tablet for a bit, or any device, and then I got my tablet, and then I got a phone. And I actually had a tablet before I had a phone. I only got my phone when I was 13, and for the first 3 years of having a phone, I never brought it to school. I never brought it out of the house, and so I rarely kept it with me. And then the first time I brought it out of the house was when I went to Quebec for my Quebec trip. And that was the first time I brought it out of the house. And then I started carrying it around when I discovered the scanner, I started carrying it around. And then when I started filming, it's always by my side, everywhere I go. Because I'm always constantly thinking about, what could be a video. Everything's a video now. Everything revolves around being a video. So, Ontario Firebuff, I'm going to ask you, what kind of camera do you have? What kind of camera do you use to film? Because you said you got some videos off of your camera, so what kind of camera do you use? I know Mason uses, what is it, a Nikon Coolpix or something like that? Nikon Coolpix camera? Is that like a camcorder, or is that like an actual camera? Because I know the camcorders were pretty popular for a lot of Firebuffs for a long time. The old Sony camcorders. I think that's what Hooks and Halligans used to have. I know there was a guy out in LA, he had a Sony camcorder, and a few other people that had them. Nikon Coolpix B500, actually a camera, nice. Nice, cool. Honestly, I don't know. I used to have a Nikon camera. I don't know what model it was, but I ended up selling it. This was before I got into filming. I ended up selling the camera for like $200 because I thought I would never use it. And really, I probably would have never used it, so I'm kind of glad I did sell it. But yeah, I want a Sony one day. Expensive though. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, Sony products are usually pretty expensive. I know in my house we have all Sony products for the TV and the sound system, and they're they're expensive. They are expensive. It's not an Nikon, it's like a cheap camera for like $20 for me. Well, that's alright. Nice. Yeah, this camera that I got, like my dad gave it to me for Christmas, and I looked at him when he gave it to me, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this thing? This is before I was filming, and I looked at him, I said, what am I going to do with this thing? And he said, oh, take pictures, take a video, I don't know. And sure enough, a year after I sold it, less than a year after I sold it, I got into YouTube, but you need a computer and all that to have a camera, I think. I don't think I could have taken the videos from my camera and then put it on my tablet and then uploaded it that way. I think you need to have like an actual laptop or PC to do it, so that's why it wouldn't have been practical for me, probably, to use it. So, not to mention I'd have to learn how to use it, because I have no idea how to use a camera. I can barely use my cell phone camera in the best of times, so using a actual professional camera seems a little bit daunting to me. It's probably not that hard, but I'm kind of simple-minded, so basic things are a little bit more challenging for me. But I was going to go film VRL 87 tonight, but I decided not to. I decided to do the live stream instead, just to do it. But I filmed VRL 87 last night, and last night I had a little bit of trouble with my camera. I was kind of zoomed in a little bit, and then I had to zoom out. A little technical glitch. these fingers, they don't always swipe the best. But yeah, I like using the phone. To me, the phone is really simple. I like the fact that I can film a video on my phone and post it on my YouTube channel the same day with very little editing, very little work, and the quality really nowadays is just about as good as a professional camera. I mean, and these new phones that people are getting are really high quality cameras. I know there's a guy out in Chicago. He does all the buffing out there, and he just uses an iPhone. I think it's a 16 or 17, and it's just all off of his camera on his phone. And you would never know it by watching the videos because they're such high quality videos. You would never know it was filmed off of a cell phone, but they're really impressive. There's also a guy out in Montreal. I think his name is Quebec Buff, and all his videos are done off of an iPhone 16 camera. Very good videos, top notch. I saw Fire Photography's video way back of Rescue 10 frigging screaming the horn because of a driver who's clearly blind, lol. I remember that video. I think in that video, Fire Photography actually made a comment about the driver and his stupidity. You know, really, considering all the responses I filmed, I haven't seen too many stupid drivers during the responses. I've maybe seen like 4 or 5 out of the 4 years I've been doing this YouTube thing, so I'm kind of surprised by that because there's a lot of idiot drivers in Guelph. And just walking around the city, I see them all the time. I never see them when I'm filming, though, surprisingly. Maybe a few times, but not very often. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that video, too. That was a good video. Rescue 10 was a classic. I mean, it's still in the service, but it's a callback unit, so it's not really like you're going to see it all the time. Now it's more of a treat if you see it. Kind of like Pump 1. Pump 1, it's you know, if you see Pump 1 responding, it's really more of a treat because it's a callback truck as well. And very rarely goes out. Actually, it did go out last week, but I didn't catch it responding, unfortunately. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get it this summer. I'm assuming you're talking about Rescue 10. Nice. Hopefully you do get Rescue 10 again. Here in Guelph, you can find homeless people. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. That is so true. But even in St. Thomas, when I was in St. Thomas, I couldn't get over how many homeless people were there. I was on Talbot Street, which I guess is like the main drag of your city, and I seen at least 3 homeless people. One had a shopping cart, one had a rug, and there was another guy, he was kind of like sitting on the bench, looked like he was going to go to sleep there. And yeah, St. Thomas is a busy little town. I hadn't been to St. Thomas. Before that, I hadn't been to St. Thomas for 5 years. Last time I was in St. Thomas before this weekend was pre-COVID. So it had changed a lot even since I was there 5 years earlier. And I was amazed at how busy the frickin' town was. Hard to move on that Talbot Street. And it took us, like, no shit of a lie, from one end of St. Thomas to the other, because we came in the other way. We didn't come down Highbury. We came in from the west side of St. Thomas to get from one end of Talbot to the other. It literally took us like 15 minutes to get from one end to the other, just a straight line through to the dealership we were visiting. So took some time, but it was a Saturday, and everybody and their brother was out shopping downtown. I don't know what people's obsession is with downtown, even in Guelph. Like, the amount of people that go shopping down there, there's nothing downtown that's appealing to me. Nothing at all. Like, the only thing appealing about downtown right now is the fact that they have Guelph police cars doing traffic control all lit up. That's the most appealing thing about downtown. The fact that I can go down there and film a Guelph police car all lit up. That's about the most appealing thing about it right now. But yeah, if here a fire with a callback unit on the scanner. If I hear a fire with a callback unit on the scanner, Rescue 10 will go. I'll definitely make sure to get it. Yeah, for sure. I'd like to see Rescue 10 again. But if it's a callback unit, it's kind of a crapshoot on when you're gonna see it, you know. But I'd like to see that truck again. I hope to see Pump 2 responding soon too, but that might be a little bit more of a wait, I guess, because they're still probably equipping it and all that. Or is it already equipped? Do you happen to know that, Fire Photography? Is Pump 2 already equipped? Yeah, it's busy. Yeah, it's a busy little town. I couldn't believe how busy St. Thomas was. And it said the population was like 41,000 on the sign coming in, so I was surprised for such a small town how busy it was. But it looked like an alright town beyond that. Not sure what they're doing with it. Yeah, fair enough. Do you still go and visit the fire halls? I know you used to when you used to go buffing in the early days, I'm guessing with Alex, you kind of used to go into the hall and actually chat with the firefighters. Do you still do that or no? Do you kind of not do that anymore? Because I know in your early videos, You used to kind of go into the fire hall and chat with the firefighters. Does he still do that? EQ2B got discontinued. Really? Holy shit, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Still talk with all the guys. Nice. Do you have any family in the fire department? Because I know you said you want to be a firefighter, right? I think you were saying you want to be a firefighter. Don't do much vids like that anymore. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Everything has its time, right? Everything has its time. There was a time when the scanners went encrypted that I kind of thought I'd give up the emergency buffing, and I never did. But when the scanners went off, I kind of thought, maybe I'd give it up, but I haven't yet, and I don't think I ever will, because I really enjoy buffing. I really actually enjoy it, and I've met a lot of good people through doing this, so I don't think I'll ever quit buffing, But sometimes when radios go encrypted and there's less and less every day, it kind of makes you think of what you're doing. But at least for still London, I think Toronto's still up, and there's Niagara that's still up, but there's very few that are still open to listen to, and they're cutting them every day. No, I do not. Yes, I want to. Yeah, good luck being a firefighter. Hope you can achieve that. I know in Guelph you gotta have some pretty tight-knit connections to get into this frickin' department. I knew a couple people who applied here, and I remember I asked them, I said, do you know anybody? And they said, nope. I said, well, carry on to the next one, because you're not getting in here. And sure enough, I was right. They never got in here. But Guelph is a bit of a pickier department. Even Ben was kind of saying that Guelph is a bit of a pickier department. But it is a good job if you can get it. It's something I wanted to do when I was a kid, but I could never do it now. I'm afraid of heights. I remember I was talking to the firefighter about that, and I said I wanted to be a firefighter when I was younger, but I can't do it. I'm afraid of heights. She kind of looked at me and laughed. But yeah. Yeah, when St. Thomas goes, it's going to be hard. Yeah, for sure. It's going to make it a lot more difficult. But if you're passionate about it and you want to do it, we'll keep doing it, So for firefighting, what kind of, do you want to do? Do you want to work for St. Thomas, or would you work for any department that hired you? I know for a lot of people, they'll go wherever they can. I mean, really, that's probably the only way to get on the fire department is kind of go wherever you can get a job, because you're not always going to get on your home department. Because when I was a kid, before I had an understanding of how this worked, I wanted to get on Guelph. But then I realized it doesn't work like that. You kind of got to go where you can get a job. I should do a video of London's trucks like I did St. Thomas, a video explaining all the trucks. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea, Ontario Fire Buff. I think a lot of people would like that video. You should do one for every department, because you're the only one that I know of that's kind of done that right now. So you should do one for every department in Ontario, for Guelph, for London, for St. Thomas. Well, you've already got one for St. Thomas. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool to do that. Any department. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I believe it. It's not an easy task, so I wish you all the best with that. I know you're a few years out from it, but is Alex trying to be a firefighter? I think I heard him say that he's trying to be a firefighter. Is he in school for it? Fire photography. You should be old enough to apply for the fire department. Not at all. Yeah, he's a few years out from that. I think he doesn't even have a license yet. So he can't apply anywhere. But yeah, no, he's a few years out from that. I think you got to be minimum 18, and even 18 is pretty young, because you got to have schooling and training, and you can't just go and do it. You got to be certain age to do it. Yeah, he is. Well, hopefully he can get on somewhere. Wish him a lot of luck. But yeah, it's certainly a tough job to get, and for the people who can get it, it's a worthwhile job. It's a good job. It's rewarding. It's very well paying. But there are some downfalls to it, like every job though. I will do those ideas for vids. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think you should pursue that, because it would certainly be interesting to see different departments, and yeah. He might apply for new Tecumseh Station when it opens. Well, that'll be awesome. That would actually be really good. The new station. Are they getting a new station in that neck of the woods? I didn't even know that. New Tecumseh's actually got a really nice aerial, a nice Pierce aerial. I've seen his video of that aerial responding. It's a nice looking truck. That must be a beauty to drive and work with. Yep, new Station 4. Okay, I'll have to look into it a little bit, because I don't really know much about New Tecumseh's fire department, but I'm going to do some research on that. I'd like to know more about it. How many stations do they have? Do they have like 1 or 2, or they must have? We're gonna have 4, I guess. They do. They have 2 Pierce aerials. Oh, nice, nice. I remember they used to have like a what was it? A Spartan. They used to have like a rescue truck kind of thing. Alex is locking in for responses on new Tecumseh. Yeah, he's doing a good job. He even that video he did in London. He did a good job on that too. That was a good video. I enjoyed watching it. He's doing pretty good with his fire photography stuff. I have a vid of some transit buses on my camera. I don't know if I want to upload them. You know, I was never into uploading transit videos, but honestly, you know, might as well go for it. Like, that's one thing about, you know, me. I was always kind of going to be dedicated to one thing when I started doing YouTube, but since I've diversified my content to all kinds of different transportation realms, it's been a lot more rewarding for me, and I've attracted a bunch of new people to the channel. So honestly, I would suggest, if I was you, I would just, you know, film it, whatever you can related to transportation or whatever you like, to be honest, and post it on your channel. It doesn't have to be just one thing particularly. Or what I do is, when I do like gaming content, as an example, it's something related to what I like whether it's aviation. Well, all I do is aviation. I don't play firefighting games. If I did, I would upload some gameplay of that. But yeah, something related to that in the gaming aspect of it too. Oh yeah, he has tons that he hasn't even uploaded, like tons. Well, I'm super excited to see those videos. It'll be exciting to see him get into that more, get into the YouTube thing more. But I know he's pretty busy with his, if he's going to be a firefighter, he doesn't have the time to do YouTube. YouTube's not a priority. He's got more important things to worry about. But it'll be interesting to see more videos from him in the future. I tuned into Ben's monthly comp today. Yeah, I did too. It was actually really good. I watched it for about 20 minutes. I literally had 2 minutes left, and then I had to go film the Via Rail train because I forgot about it. So then I was tracking it, and I had to cut it short and go film the Via train. But I'm going to watch the rest of it, the rest of the 2 minutes, probably later. I did like the video, so I can go back and watch it later and complete it. But he got some really good catches. Him and Matt are doing really well. I think Matt's really doing the bulk of the work right now because he's able to travel around and do a lot of the filming. But Ben's holding his own too. But he's got a lot of work on his plate, you know, being a volunteer firefighter and doing everything else and being where he is. You know, it's not easy for him to get everywhere in the province. So that's where having Matt's a really good help. They're a good team. Them guys are a good team. And they're putting out a lot of awesome content. So hopefully they keep it up. I stayed home from school because I had an ear infection over Sunday into Monday. Oh, geez. I hate ear infections. You know, I never got ear infections until I was about 16. I got my first one. I was in Sarnia for the weekend, and I was staying at a hotel, and I went into the pool of that hotel. Went for a swim, whatever. Didn't think nothing of it. 2 days later, I started getting this earache, and it didn't go away, and I let it go for 3 days. And when I went into the doctor to get it looked at, my ear was so swollen up and so infected, he couldn't even get in to look at it. But he felt around, and he kind of was able to look a little bit, and he said, "You got an ear infection." So I got some antibiotics for it, and I nipped it in the butt literally within 2 or 3 days with the antibiotics. And then the second one I got, I was in Port Huron, and again, I went into the pool, I got water in the ear, and I came back from Port Huron with a bit of an earache, because we stayed for 3 nights that time. And I came back from Port Huron with an earache, and I went right into the doctor, got another prescription of medications, because by the second time I knew exactly what it was. And yeah. Bad luck down that way. Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, those 2 times were bad luck. I also got stung by a bee down there too, so even worse luck. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. I still like going down there. I like it. I'd like to live down there. I'd like to live down Sarnia way, or, you know, Chatham way. I like it down there a lot. It's a lot better than up here. I'm not really a big fan of Guelph. You know, Guelph is a changing city, and Waterloo region is changing, and the biggest thing is it's just getting too big. It's getting too big and too busy, and a lot of other factors that I don't talk about on live stream. But if you talk to me in person, I'll tell you about it. But I'd like to go to a smaller town one day. That's the goal. But whether or not I do, we'll see. Guelph is my home. I've been here my whole life, and you know, it's hard to kind of take that and you know, go from one place to another. But yeah, I haven't had the best luck down there, and I haven't gotten any fire trucks down there in Sarnia. or Chatham. I did get some in Port Huron though, so that is kind of a lucky one. Port Huron is always good for responses. Every time I go there, I seem to get something responding, or something at least on video. So Port Huron is always a good place for me to go. I really want to go back there like in the next couple weeks. That's the goal, but whether or not I do, we'll have to wait and see. Sarnia can be hard to get. Yeah, I've heard that. I know Ben was kind of saying Sarnia is a little bit more difficult. I think they're encrypted, aren't they? I think they're encrypted, so they're obviously a little bit harder. I know they just got their aerial back in service. What aerial is it? Is it aerial Tower 22 or Tower 2 or what, Tower 2? Yes, for years. Yeah, I think I remember Ben saying that it was fully encrypted. Yeah, Guelph's been encrypted for years. A lot of departments have been encrypted for years. Yeah, Tower 2. Yeah, I know it's back in service now. I know Ben was talking about that. That's a nice truck. That would be worth the drive to go and try to get that thing responding. Or even the new aerial that they got, the, what is it, Ladder 4? See, I don't even know the fleet down there so well. One time I fell trying to film something, LOL. Oh, you know, I have a story about that. One time I was filming actually a fire truck, and I dropped my phone mid film. So it was in the middle of winter. It was about winter of 2024, and it was pump 2 responding, and I was filming it, and my hands were bare, so it was minus freaking cold out, and I literally just dropped my phone, like just no warning, nothing. My hands just let go, and I dropped the freaking phone right as it was passing by, and that was kind of an embarrassing moment. I didn't upload the video, needless to say, because the video was ruined. But in hindsight, I probably should have uploaded it. Tower 2 is a dead rig. Would have to spend probably a good week to get it. Oh shit. Well, then never mind that. Never mind that. I'm not gonna spend a week trying to get it. Not this time, at least. Maybe when I get more bored with life. But right now, I'm not quite there. Love Kitchener. Yeah, Kitchener is a good city to buff in. And Kitchener has some nice rigs. I know they're getting all new KMEs. They got a couple new pumpers, and they're getting a couple new aerials as well. So Kitchener is a good department. Not a big fan of the KMEs, but I do like the Kitchener trucks. I like them better than Hamilton's. I like Kitchener's trucks better than Hamilton's. But yeah. I don't know what's going on with Hamilton. When are they going to get that new Pierce Volterra? They were supposed to get it in September of 25, according to FireWiki. Then it got pushed back to January. Now January's 2 months gone, and it's still not here. So I'm not sure what's going on with that new pumper. And apparently it's not going to be at headquarters. It's going to be moving around. So I'm not sure what the deal is with it, what the status even is on it. I know for the Pierce Volterra, I have heard from some other departments that the production time is a bit longer for the truck because they have to get the battery packs. So I don't know if that's part of the issue with it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. What's going on. I low-key like Hamilton more. I just love their vibe, the New York type vibe. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, for sure. I could see that. I mean, Hamilton, I'm not saying I wouldn't go to Hamilton and buff. I certainly would. I'm just not crazy about their trucks, but I would certainly go there and film their equipment. I mean, it's certainly worth filming, and they're a busier city, so one day maybe I'll make a visit there. Maybe one day when you get your G, we could go there, because otherwise I don't see myself going to Hamilton before that. I do drive through Hamilton the odd time, and I have seen some good responses. Caught a Halton ambulance once in Hamilton. Got a Niagara ambulance there once, but it got blocked by a truck. So I was filming the ambulance, was coming up past my truck, and then a freaking big rig got in the way of the shot, and it screwed up my shot. But I have had some luck in Hamilton, and I also got an ERV in Hamilton, but again, there was a bunch of traffic in the way, so it wasn't a good video, so like an idiot, I didn't upload it. But I've had some good luck in Hamilton. Love Hamilton. I need to spend a weekend there. Yeah, for sure. That'd be interesting. Certainly an interesting place to go buffing and, just tour around Hamilton, Burlington, just kind of tour around that region and kind of get a good look and see what's going on down there. Station, there is Hamilton Station. I really love it. It's like an FDNY station, but I don't know which one. Station 1, yeah, probably. I think I know the one you're talking about. I think I do recognize that's Station 1, the main station, and it's an old station. They just did a bunch of refurbishments to that station, so it'll be interesting to see what it looks like. Well, actually, I have seen it since the refurbishment's been done. They put new doors on it, and it looks good with the new doors. Hey, Mance. Hey, Cedric. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. I'm assuming that's Cedric. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Station 1. Yeah, that's the station I'm thinking of. It's a nice station. It's a nice station. The only thing I wouldn't like about that station, if I was one of the firefighters, was kind of getting the trucks in there. Because the trucks are kind of... Because you got to back the trucks in. There's no bay that you can drive in through the back and get in. So you kind of... It's an older, smaller bay, so you got to kind of really know how to back it in there. But I'm sure they manage. It's been the station for a long time. I'm sure the firefighters are totally able to manage it. Finally replaced that broken door. LOL, yeah, for sure. Actually, when I was in Waterloo a couple weeks ago, before this past time that I was there, they had a broken garage door. And the following week when I went back, it was fully replaced and fixed. So I was like, that was pretty quick. They got onto it pretty quick. And even 12 base, I remember someone smashed the glass of one of the garage doors. And they were very quickly on it, fixing it, and they quickly replaced it. So yeah, that was kind of a good thing. Oh, I meant to ask any of you guys. Did you guys see that Dufferin County, which is the county that's neighboring my county, did you see that they got a new livery on their ambulances? I'm gonna try and see if I can find it here. I don't know if you guys seen it. I'm playing Among Us now. I got bored of the other game. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. It's good to switch it up sometimes. Oh yeah, here's the picture. I was going to show it to you on stream. This is on the Canadian Fire EMS group that I'm part of. But check out the new Dufferin EMS livery. I like that livery. And they've kind of renumbered the trucks too. Because it used to be, Dufferin used to be 22. Now they have 2575. That's a new truck. And you can see it's got the new Ford E-Series front end. But it's a nice looking rig. So I don't know if you guys saw that on Canadian Fire EMS, but that's a nice livery. Yeah, it is. It really is a nice livery. I like it a lot. I wish Guelph would update their livery. It's been a few years for Guelph. Like we've had the same livery for well over 10 years. So it'd be nice to see them update it. I think it's actually been more like 15 years that we've had the current Wellington livery. So I'd like to see them update it. But yeah, Dufferin just also recently updated their crest as well, their badge. So it's like a nice blue now, and it really looks good. I always liked blue on ambulances. I don't know what it is, but I always love blue on ambulances. That's probably why I like Waterloo. That's why I like North Bay Nipissing's ambulances. I love the blue. And another one that I like, even though it's not the best livery, is Superior's livery as well, because they have blue in it. I don't know what it is. I just love blue on ambulances. I just really like the blue. I don't like the orange. I've never liked the orange. Something about orange that I just don't like. Never been a big fan of orange in general. I remember one time there was a nice Mustang GT, and it was at a car show. It was like a 70s, but it was a beautiful car, but it was orange. So I didn't like it. That was a deal breaker for me. That's so awesome. Yeah, I could have sworn I saw Toronto like livery parked somewhere in St. Thomas when I was little. Probably. It's highly possible. I know in Guelph we've had a few Toronto ambulances come into the city and do transfers. Actually, in the very early days of my channel, when I first started filming, there was a Toronto ambulance responding on the Hanlon, and I was out in the schoolyard. I was going to go and film it, but I was with my friends, and I was worried what they would think, so I didn't film this Toronto ambulance responding, and I wish I had have, because it was the last time, that's the last time I've seen a Toronto ambulance responding in the city of Guelph. So that's like 4 years ago. An EMS livery, by the way. Yeah, probably. It's highly likely. It's possible, too, that one of the old Toronto units was auctioned off, and it was taken down to St. Thomas to be auctioned off or sold off. I know one of our old Guelph fire trucks went down to St. Thomas when it was sold off. I think there's an auction lot or a dealership in St. Thomas or London that sells old equipment. I think it's called Herman's Holdings. And a lot of older equipment goes there. I've only seen Toronto paramedics in St. Thomas once last year in EMS Rapid Response Unit. Really? That's interesting. Huh. And Rapid Response Unit, that's actually quite unusual. Wonder why that would be there. I know this one was a I don't know. It was just a ground ambulance, just a regular ground ambulance. I know Toronto EMS does have like a pediatric unit, kind of like what London has. And I think they also have another ALS unit or something that's kind of a unique livery. Not a unique livery, but there's like a text on it that says what unit it is. I do know of a pediatric one for sure. Or 2 years now, yeah, it could be. Yeah, you know, you begin to forget things. One thing I do see a lot more of, though, in Guelph is London Middlesex ambulance. I've seen, in the 3 years or the 4 years that I've been doing YouTube, I've seen 3. And one I was able to film, and the last 2 I wasn't able to film. Actually, there was just recently a London Middlesex ambulance in Guelph, and I missed it by literally freaking 5 minutes. I was walking, and I heard the siren, and I missed it. And then I went back, kind of stayed around the area to wait for it to come back, and I didn't wait long enough, so as I'm getting off Wellington Street, I hear the distinctive London ambulance siren, and I didn't have time to get back to Wellington to film it, so I missed it. I see so many responses from the school bus window, but I don't film it because I don't want my friend to think I'm a weirdo, lol. Yeah, that's me. That's me, like, not so much now, but when I was in school, especially high school, not elementary school, I wasn't doing this in elementary school, but when I was in high school and I was with my friends, I'd see a lot of responses, but I never filmed any with them because I was always worried what they would think. Now all those friends that I was worried about, I don't even talk to anymore, so I couldn't give a fuck what anybody thinks now, but back then I was, you know, I was kind of in a crowd, for the lack of a better word, and I didn't really film in that crowd, but now I don't care. Now all those people, as I said, all those people that I used to hang around with, I don't talk to anymore, so it doesn't matter. But now the friends that I do have, the 1 or 2 friends that I do have, they don't care if I film. Like, they actually encourage it. Like, my one friend is actually a content creator. He's the one I always have luck with when I go walking. I always get responses with him. But anyway, he's totally cool. That my other friend, he doesn't even care. He's like totally cool. But, you know, that's the thing. People really don't care if you're filming something. They really don't care. But it was kind of an embarrassing thing for me when I was younger. I still do hide my channel from a lot of people, though. Although I do have a funny story about that I meant to tell on stream, and I'm just thinking of it now. My friend knows my channel, but he doesn't understand the content. Yeah, fair enough. That was kind of the thing with me that I was worried about, that people wouldn't understand the content, and I did keep it a secret for a long time, like through all of school. Now I don't care. Now if somebody asks me if I film YouTube, I tell them that I do, and I'm quite proud to admit it. Like, when I first started YouTube, I never thought I'd get to where I am now, so now I'm actually proud of it. It's like an achievement for me, so I'm really proud to share it with people. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was walking around today, and I was walking on Surrey Street right by the fire hall, and I, just walk, and I say hello to people sometimes when they walk past me, and there's this older lady that I said hello to. She's probably maybe 55, 60 years old, and she says, "You're that Simonian guy, aren't you?" And I said hello to her. She said, "You're that Simonian guy, aren't you?" I said, yeah, I'm Simonian Video Productions. My name is Will. And she said, "I watch your videos. Keep up the good work." And I'm thinking, I was so shocked because it was someone who I never thought would watch my videos. And, an older woman. I mean, not being sexist or anything, but most people who watch my videos are not older women. So I was really surprised when I found out that there was an older woman who was watching my videos. And she recognized me. She literally said, "You're that Simonian guy." And I thought it was kind of funny. So, and then I had a cop actually as well. He said I was by the police station. The Sally Port door opened up, so I thought, okay, there's going to be a cop responding. So I got my camera out. Wasn't responding, unfortunately. And he rolled down the window when he saw my camera, and he said, "Do you film emergency vehicles in Guelph?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. I film all kinds of emergency vehicles in Guelph. I've seen your videos before." I said, "Yeah, most likely." I didn't tell him the name of my channel, but I said, "Yeah, most likely you probably have seen my videos. I do film a lot." And he said, "Yeah, keep up the good work." So 2 people in one short walk that actually recognized my YouTube channel, and 2 people that I would have never thought would have even cared or recognized my YouTube channel did. So that's kind of nice, knowing that there's actually people out there that recognize me and my channel and, like what I'm doing. So I gather the woman that recognized me probably saw my YouTube channel, my YouTube live streams, sorry, not my YouTube channel, obviously my YouTube channel, my YouTube live streams. I gather she saw my YouTube live streams, and that's how she recognized my face, because if you haven't seen my face before, how else would you recognize me? I mean, I am pretty distinctive, but if you haven't seen my face before, you're not going to recognize me. I have a very distinctive walk. People have told me that too, like when I walk, I kind of walk like an ape, and kind of walked hunched over. So I have a very distinctive walk. So when people see me walking, I've had people say, "Oh, I saw you out walking." I was like, "How did you know it was me?" "Oh, I could tell by your walk." So I've had that a few times. Awesome. Yeah, for sure it was. It was definitely awesome to see that. Do you have anybody who recognizes your channel, Fire Photography? I guess probably not anybody who's outside of the fire buffing realm. I guess they're probably all fire buffs that recognize your channel. I know, you know, when I started fire buffing, it was amazing how many people actually discovered me. Like, I think Fire Photography, you know, discovered me. Ben discovered me. I knew of all these channels, but I didn't ever think they'd watch me. So to know that you guys are watching me is pretty good to know. Really good to know, actually. If random people ask me, "Do you have a channel?" I would just be like, "No, I don't." I mean, fair enough. Honestly, it's kind of... For me, it depends. Depends who I'm talking to. If I'm comfortable with the person and I know the person, I'll tell them. Actually, there's a group of people that I go for breakfast regularly with, and one of them, these are all former city workers, and one of them actually recognized some of my snow removal videos and said, "Oh, are you filming, do you have a YouTube channel?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "It's Simonian Video Productions, right?" I said, "Yep." So there's another one that recognized my channel. When I started, a St. Thomas firefighter asked me, "Are you Mason?" Okay, cool. That's actually pretty cool, man. I had a Guelph firefighter, there's a Guelph firefighter that actually likes quite a few of my Guelph Fire Department posts. I have never met him in person, but I'm sure if I met him in person, he'd probably ask me the same thing. "Are you Will?" So it's pretty cool to know that the first responders are watching us. Like when that cop asked me today if I film emergency vehicles, I thought that was awesome. Like it's really good to know that there's actually first responders that are watching, you know, our videos. I think that's super cool. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I've been rambling on for almost an hour. You guys are probably bored out of your minds. So I'm going to end the stream soon and carry on with my evening, and I'll let you guys carry on with your evening. But it was really good doing the live stream tonight. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, going into March. March has already started off really well, and I'm looking forward to continuing on with the channel for the month of March. I'm looking forward to the nicer weather. It'll be a lot easier to get out and film stuff, so I'm really looking forward to doing that, and hopefully getting some more buffing into the schedule. That's the plan, so... but definitely rail fanning. I'm definitely going to do a hell of a lot more rail fanning. So for those of you guys who like the rail fanning, I'm going to do a lot more of that come summertime and springtime. I'm going to grind it out. I'm going to do the Via train every day. So expect daily Via rail uploads. And I'm going to do as many Go trains as I can. I'm also going to fit buffing in there as much as I can. But yeah, going to definitely do as much as I can. There might be at least one firefighter watching me, but I doubt it. Yeah, you never know. It's hard to say. I mean, I'm sure, you know, St. Thomas firefighters, I'm sure Guelph firefighters, they probably look for their fire department on the internet, and I'm sure one of them has once or twice, so I'm sure it's not uncommon. I know actually for me, the Guelph firefighters, God, what are they called now? The Guelph Professional Firefighters Association actually took one of my pictures of Aerial 4 and used it in one of their posts to talk about Aerial 4. So I was really happy about that they actually took one of my photos and used it for their page. It was really nice to see that that people are actually using my content, and people like, you know, from the fire service are using it. So I was really happy about that, and it was really good to see that. A London firefighter asked if I was one of Hooks and Halligan's buffs a couple years back. Oh, really? Nice. How many buffs does Hooks and Halligan's have? I thought it was just him. But I've seen on some of his videos, it says like video buff 1, video buff 6. So he must have more than one guy that does it. Maybe you can, I think 7. Oh, wow. Holy shit. That's actually pretty good. I wish I had 7 buffs. I guess I have 2 because fire photography, you've gotten me quite a few videos. So you can be my number 2 guy. and maybe I can be your number 2 guy or number 3 guy. Although I don't get you as many videos as you get me. Yeah, I figured Hooks and Halligan's Craig was Buff 1. I figured I'm actually friends with Craig on Facebook, so he's a good guy. He's a veteran in the art. He's been doing it a long time. He's really got a lot of good content. You know, I love looking back at some of his older videos, and yeah, it's neat to see his content from, you know, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, looking at the old London trucks. I was actually watching a video of the old Engine 4 in London, the old American LaFrance, and I thought that was super cool, seeing that old truck going back years, like, you know, back when I was a kid, like back when I started watching fire truck videos years ago. That's back when I used to watch fire truck videos on desktop. That's how long ago that was. Just invent a clone machine, LOL. Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should. Or maybe someday a fire buff will come into Guelph and he'll want to buff with me, but I doubt it. I'll have to come to you guys in St. Thomas to get some buffing friends, because there's no buffing guys up here. Anyway, guys, I'm probably going to end this stream now. We're over an hour in, an hour and 20 minutes, so I think that's long enough. I think I've taken up enough of your time, but it's been fun. I've enjoyed talking with you about all things fire trucks, and I look forward to doing this again. Oh, I got a couple chats here. Let's just read the chats first. If I had clones, I would ask each of them to go to a different station in either London or St. Thomas, LOL. Yeah, I would send one of them to London for sure to get some videos. London is somewhere I would definitely want to go and have somebody buff for me. London's definitely a great place to film. I really would like to go down there and just do a day trip. So maybe when Mason gets his GL, I'll head down there with him, because I don't go to London very often. I have family there, but we don't see them very often, maybe once or twice a year, sometimes a little bit more, but very rarely, you know. I think the most we've ever seen them is 3 times in 1 year, so very rarely I'm in London. The odd time maybe we'll go to London to look at a vehicle, but very rarely again. So I usually stay up in this neck of the woods. I go to Toronto a lot more than I go to London. I go to the airport a lot, and I'm going to try to get out to the airport a lot more this summer. Anyway, that one vid from Wilton Grove Road Job, old E5, old Tank 5, Car 2, E9, R2. Yeah, I think I remember that one. Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. I think I do remember that. Yeah, I remember that video. That was actually one of the first London videos that I ever watched, and the trucks in that video were just flying. The trucks in video were that... And the trucks in that video were just flying. And that old... I think that's the old ladder in that... the old truck in that video, I think that one is the one that they took the aerial off of. I could be wrong. Or no, that one was a straight stick. The one in that video was a straight stick, I think. I could be wrong. But I remember the old car was an old Ford F350 or F250 with the old red and white lights. Who do you like better, Fire Guys 235 or Hooks and Halligan's? I'm not going to say. They're both good. It's hard to pick one. They're both good, and, you know, they've both been doing this for a long time, and I like both of them. So neither one is better. They're both really good. And like Ben, you know, he's a really good guy. I know him personally through messages and through live streams and through things like that. Craig, I don't know as well, but from everything I've seen of him, he's a good guy too. So I like them both. I like them both. I don't want to pick favorites. Yeah, they're both legends for sure. And maybe fire photography will be up there with them one day. I don't know if I'll ever make it to their level, but I think fire photography might before I do. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the stream off now. It was good chatting with you, and I'll speak with you again soon. Take care, everybody.